Welcome, dear children, to today's lesson in physics. Today we are discussing instantaneous velocity. As the name suggests, instantaneous velocity means velocity of an object at an instant of time. What we already discussed is average velocity, which we defined for an interval of time. So instantaneous velocity, it's not for an interval, it is the velocity at a particular instant. For example, say 5th second or 6th second after starting the motion, what is the velocity? At 10th second, what is the velocity? That's what we mean by instantaneous velocity. And it is defined as the limit of average velocity as the time interval becomes infinitesimally short or as the time interval approaches to zero. Because velocity we can find only by applying the expression change in velocity by time interval. So to find instantaneous velocity, the only thing we can do is reduce the time interval to zero. That means reduce the time interval to as small as possible. So such an operation is there in mathematics. That's the foundation of the branch of physics, not physics, maths, called as calculus. Okay, so that's how it is written here. So V is equal to instantaneous velocity is represented by the letter V. Limit delta t tends to 0, delta x by delta t. So delta x by delta t is average velocity. Now we are applying the limiting condition. What is our limiting condition? Delta t tends to 0. So this is the limiting condition. So under that limiting condition, delta x by delta t, that is instantaneous velocity. Okay, and this instantaneous velocity will be a function of time. It depends on time. It may depend on time. Okay, and as you know, the speedometer of a car indicates instantaneous speed. It's not the what average speed it is showing. It is showing instantaneous speed. Okay, so it's a new operator for you, that is instantaneous velocity is limit delta t tends to 0 delta x by delta t. So how to write it, that you should be thorough with. Okay, and this limit delta t tends to 0 delta x by delta t, it is called as dx by dt. So it is denoted as dx by dt. So we are learning further in maths. Actually, this belongs to maths. You will be studying this next year in mathematics. 2-3 chapters are there in detail about differentiation and derivatives, but we need the results here in physics. So for doing this differentiation, little bit we will learn this year itself. So for time being, what you need to understand is only this. Okay, for the average velocity, or when we find the average velocity under the condition delta t tends to 0. That means we are making the time interval as small as possible. As small as possible means it should tend to 0, but it should not become 0. The way of writing that limiting condition is this: limit delta t tends to 0 delta x by delta t, and what it is equal to, that is equal to dx by dt. Okay, and this dx by dt is called as differential coefficient of x with respect to t. So dx by dt is called as what? Differential coefficient of x with respect to t, or in other words, it is the derivative of x with respect to t. So that is the more convenient usage. We say dx by dt, or more appropriately we say d by dt of x, because d by dt is the operator there. Okay, d by dt operates on x. That is the actual meaning. So even if we say dx by dt, it is not wrong. It is correct only. But more correct is which one? D by dt of x. So what do you mean by operator? We say no, plus, minus, division, multiplication, all are mathematical operators. Likewise, one operator is differential operator, and how the symbol for that differential operator is d by dt. So d by dt operates on which one? X. That is the meaning of d by dt of x or dx by dt. Okay, so what is the actual what word for it? Derivative of x with respect to t. So actually dx by dt or d by dt of x, what does it show? It shows the rate of change of position with respect to time at that instant. At what rate the position is changing with respect to time. That's what dx by dt or d by dt of x shows. Now we will learn how to do differentiation. Only simple steps we will study now. I told in plus 2 it is 2 or 3 chapters. We will be learning only little bit which we need in physics. Okay, so in doing differentiation we have the very important result to by heart. So first we will by heart this result. What is that? D by dt of t raised to n, it is equal to n t raised to n minus 1. So in our expression for velocity we have dx by dt. So there x will come as a function of t. Okay, so if that function of t, it is in the form t raised to n, this is how we can differentiate that. So that is n t raised to n minus 1. D by dt of t raised to n is equal to n t raised to n minus 1. And another result to be by hearted is d by dt of k equal to 0, where k is a constant. So these two results we have to by heart. Now we will discuss some simple questions. First one, d by dt of t cube. So just apply this result. So we have 3 into, so here n, in the place of n we have 3. So 3 t raised to 3 minus 1. So we have 3t square. Likewise, d by dt of t raised to 8, it is simply 8t raised to 7. Now here we have d by dt of t raised to minus 2. So we have minus 2t raised to, so because minus 2 we have in the place of n. So minus 2 into t raised to minus 2 minus 1, which is minus 3. So the result is minus 2 t raised to minus 3. Next is d by dt of 1 by t cube. T cube can be written as what? T raised to minus 3. 1 by t cube can be written as t raised to minus 3. So we have minus 3 t raised to minus 3 minus 1, that is minus 4. So it can be written as minus 3 divided by t raised to 4. Now d by dt of 5t square. So here t square is multiplied by 5, which is a constant. In such a case, that 5 is to be taken outside like this. That is, this can be written as 5 into d by dt of t square. So it becomes 5 into d by dt of t square is 2t. So 5 into 2t, it becomes 10t. So if the function of time, you have a constant, that constant is to be taken outside. Okay, then d by dt of 4t raised to minus 3, that is 4 into d by dt of t raised to minus 3, that is equal to 4 into minus 3t raised to minus 4, or it is minus 12t raised to minus 4. Now if you have d by dt of any constant, 6, 7 or whatever it is, that result will be equal to 0. So take care, here it was multiplied by 5, so 5 was taken outside. If that constant comes alone without any t term, that differentiation result will be equal to 0. Now next question, d by dt of t square plus 2t cube. Okay, so two terms are there. So what we need to do is, just like we distribute the what operators like multiplication and division, like that we have to distribute this operator d by dt. So it becomes d by dt of t square plus d by dt of 2t cube. Just like multiplying each term with d by dt. In that way you learn. Okay, so d by dt of t square plus d by dt of 2t cube. So we have d by dt of t square as 2t and d by dt of 2t cube is 3t square. So we have 2t plus 6t square. Next, d by dt of 3t cube minus 5t square plus 6. So we have d by dt of 3t cube minus d by dt of 5t square, because here it is minus, plus d by dt of 6. So first term, so 3 into d by dt of t cube is 3t square. Then here minus 5 into d by dt of t square is 2t plus 0, because d by dt of 6 is 0. So we have 9t square minus 10t. Now d by dt of t raised to 4 minus t raised to minus 2 plus 2t plus 2. So we have d by dt of t raised to 4 minus d by dt of t raised to minus 2 plus d by dt of 2t plus d by dt of 2. That is equal to, here d by dt of t raised to 4 is 4t raised to 3 minus into t raised to minus 2. D by dt of t raised to minus 2, it is minus 2t raised to minus 3. So here two negative signs will come. So it will become positive in the next step. Then here this term d by dt of 2t. So it is what? 2 into, so this term is 2 into d by dt of t. What is d by dt of dt? That means d by dt of t, that is equal to 1. That term is equal to 1. So here we have 2 into, that is this 2 into 1. Then d by dt of 2 is 0. So we have the simplified form 4t cube plus 2t raised to minus 3 plus 2. So this type of what differentiation we need to do in finding average velocity and instantaneous velocity. Now, how to find instantaneous velocity from graph? We have already discussed how to find average velocity from position time graph of a body in uniform motion and in non-uniform motion. In the case of instantaneous velocity, the thing is this: for a body in uniform motion, its instantaneous velocity and average velocity will be same. At all instants of time, the body moves with same velocity, constant velocity. Such a motion is uniform motion. So the thing is this: if you find the slope of that graph, it will give you instantaneous velocity also. But in the case of a body in non-uniform motion, we have to draw a tangent to the graph, because for a body in non-uniform motion, the position time graph will be a curved one. Then to the curve, at the instant of time, at what time we want to find the instantaneous velocity, at that instant of time we have to draw a tangent, and the slope of that tangent will give you the instantaneous velocity. So the slope of the tangent to the position time graph will give the instantaneous velocity at a particular instant of time. Okay, so that is how we can find instantaneous velocity from graph. So this graph shows how to. So in this first graph, you can see at one particular time interval, that means at not interval, at particular instant of time, the tangent is drawn to the graph. So the slope of that graph will give you the instantaneous velocity. In this graph also, at this instant of time, at this particular instant of time, the tangent is drawn and the slope of that tangent is found. So this is how we can find instantaneous velocity from graph. Now the term instantaneous speed means the magnitude of instantaneous velocity. So magnitude of instantaneous velocity is defined as instantaneous speed. Now we will discuss one problem. The position of an object moving along x-axis is given by x is equal to a plus bt square, where a equal to 8.5 meter, b equal to 2.5 meter per second square, and t is measured in seconds. What is its velocity at t equal to 0 second and at t equal to 2 second? What is the average velocity between t equal to 2 second and t equal to 4 second? So here we have two things to find. First one is instantaneous velocity and second one is average velocity. And what it is given is position of the object. Position of the object at a time t is given as x is equal to a plus bt square. What is the value of a and b, that also is given. So how will we proceed? So first let's find what is the velocity at t equal to 0 and t equal to 2. So to find velocity, that is instantaneous velocity, first of all we have to find dx by dt. So dx by dt equal to d by dt of a plus bt square is equal to d by dt of a is 0 because a is constant. D by dt of bt square is 2bt. So that is equal to, by substituting the values, you will get it as 5t meter per second. Now at t equal to 0, when you put t equal to 0, you will get v to be equal to 0. And at t equal to 2 seconds, when you put t equal to 2, we will get 10 meter per second because 5t is the velocity. So that is the answer to the first part. So this doing differentiation is a little bit new to you. So be thorough with the differentiation first. Now average velocity. Average velocity is defined as what? x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t1. It's asked to find the average velocity for the time duration from t equal to 2 seconds to t equal to 4 seconds. Okay. Now what we need to substitute is x at t equal to 4 and x at t equal to 2. So we have to find that x. How will you find that x? In the question it's given x is equal to a plus bt square. A plus bt square is x. So by putting the value of t equal to 2, you can put t equal to 2. So you will get, putting t equal to 2, you will get x1, and putting t equal to 4, you will get x2. So getting x2 and x1, you can find x2 minus x1 and then you will get what? Average velocity. So doing like that, we will have the average velocity as 15 meter per second. Now one more problem we will do. The displacement in meter of a particle moving along x-axis is given by x is equal to 18t plus 5t square. Calculate instantaneous velocity at t equal to 2 second and average velocity between t equal to 2 second and t equal to 3 second. So similar problem only. So we can start with v equal to dx by dt. So doing what differentiation, we will get the velocity expression to be 18 plus 10t. and it is asked to find the instantaneous velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. So in that equation, put t equal to 2. We'll get 38 meter per second. Now we have to find the average velocity. So to find average velocity, we need x2 and x1. So from time t equal to 2 seconds and to t equal to 3 seconds, it is the time duration. So by putting t equal to 2 in the expression for x, you will get x1, and putting time t equal to 3 in this equation, you will get x2. So x1 and x2 you will get. Then just to subtract and find x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t1. So you will get it to be 43 meter per second. So only this much for today. Thank you.